What's going on, everybody? It's Matt, aka the Lumberjack Landlord. Super excited to be here with you guys today. It's going to be a day. It's going to be a day. So you guys know that every once in a while I need to pop off some steam and get me a little bit of goose fraba. And I know it doesn't work when you say it that fast. So yeah, I know. But you're going to be offended. I'm going to say nasty and mean things. But the fact of the matter is that too bad, so sad, you don't like it. Change the channel, go somewhere else. I'm here for landlords doing the work. I talk about exactly what my experiences are. I share with you all of the detail because I think it's important that we not just play the politically correct game and it's just, oh, well, you know, I mean, it's pretty good and blah, blah, blah. Don't care, don't care. So why we're here is because I want to talk all about all the ways that Section 8 housing sucks. Because largely speaking, it's like every other government program. It sucks. It's poorly administered. The people in charge don't know what they're doing. The inspectors know even less. And the tenants are usually, in many cases, complete and total entitled assholes. So I'm here to share all of this wonderfulness with you because I think it's important as landlords that you know. Now, can you have experiences where a Section 8 tenant is good? Yeah, of course. Just like you can with a regular tenant. But I'm here to share facts with you, not feelings. They're facts. They're facts based on my experience. This is my experience. These are my numbers. These are my facts based on actually running the business, not hyperbole from some loser that believes it's a certain way. No. I manage my portfolio every day, all day long. And so I'm the one talking to the housing authorities. It's me. It's me. I talk to all of them. In my area, I talk to all of them. So I'm not going to put up with, but go away. So here's the thing. We're going to go through it today. I'm going to share with you basically the process and all the different ways that Section 8 housing sucks. So first thing, what we have to do is we have to have a level of comparison. What's the level of comparison? Market rent, Section 8 rent. In most areas, Section 8 rent, i.e. FMR, is lower than market rent. So the first thing that you're agreeing to do is sign up for less money for your unit. But wait, there's more. You also get all the next group of fun things that I'm going to be talking about. So number one, you put your unit on the market and you are basically going to agree to take less in most markets, not every, but in most markets, you're going to agree to take less to be able to work with Section 8. Now, we all know what our process is for posting a unit. We post a unit online and we start getting responses day one, right? Same thing with Section 8. Some people, they start getting those responses day one. However, if this unit has not been a Section 8 unit before, or this might be a new voucher holder, or they will, no matter what, need to come and inspect the unit. In many of the towns around us, that inspection time is anywhere from 10 to 14 days out. Again, actual experience, not feelings. I know many people sometimes get confused with their feelings. Don't care about those. We talk about facts here on this channel. So the fact is that it's 10 to 14 days to get that inspector out there. That inspector comes out, and what do? There's this little thing and that little thing and this little thing and that little thing, right? Meanwhile, their main complaint, affordable housing. We need affordable housing. Okay, would you just like me to rebuild the entire building for you and make it perfect? Right, then you can't afford it. You can't afford it. And I can't even afford to rent it to you unless I'm signing up for a loss. So let's continue to talk about how Section 8 housing is broken. So they go through, they make their list. Sometimes that inspector is willing to take updated pictures, right? You can fix it, take those pictures, and then send it right to the inspector. But we all know that if something's a little bit bigger than, let's say, a little bit bigger than a red box, and it needs to be looked at by an electrician or a plumber or a whatever, right? If that then needs to be done, or a carpet guy or a tile guy, to make the fix correct, right? That's a week or another 2 weeks out. So more often than not, it's another week or two before you're able to even get the pictures to then send them to the inspector. And then it's a few days for them to take a look at it. So now we are 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we're 4 weeks into the process. Then they do that, and then you fill out what's called a RAFTA form. This RAFTA form is what you basically fill out and send it in to the Section 8 housing department, whether it's housing or whoever runs it, they need this RAFTA form. Then from that RAFTA form, they then go through the process and they're doing the inspections and all that other stuff. And they say, okay, here's the good news. This unit passed. Okay, great. Unit passed. Fantastic. After a month, I've already lost another month's worth of renting, right? Already lost another month. And I've had to spend some money on I've seen some pretty ridiculously trivial things in the past. Really ridiculously trivial things in the past. I've gotten, broken light plates or a crack, not missing, literally a crack in it. All sorts of things like that, right? So this is how studious they all are in reviewing all these reports and making sure that it's safe. Got it? All right. So now we're to the next stage where now we get something called the HAP contract. What is the HAP contract? The HAP contract is basically the contract that you have with Section 8 housing. So now you have a HAP contract. Okay, it gets better. You have a HAP contract, and that HAP contract says, oh, no. You can't give us 30 days notice anymore by the law. We need 60 days notice. We just doubled the amount of notice that we need if you're going to make any changes to anything. Yep, pretty cool, right? So not only is it less, not only do they pay me less, not only do they put me through these massive long inspections where it's not safety stuff. I get safety stuff, of course, but it's not safety stuff. There was a hairline crack in a part of a window frame. They were like, well, we need to replace that window. 3 weeks before I could order that standard window and do it. 3 weeks. Okay. Yep. You following me so far? You follow me on the joys of working with this amazingly awful government program? Yeah. We clear? So, and again, this is just experience, my experience with them. So we go through that process. We get things ordered like that. Almost always it's a month, right? It's a month. I lose a month's rent, right? All this stuff happens. And then the HAP contract, the joys of the HAP contract, 60 days notice here and annual inspections there and all this other stuff, right? Here's what you'll love. Actual example. I have a contract, this HAP contract. I get called from housing saying that the place has become uninhabitable. I'd love to hear this story. Love to. What happened? The tenant, the housing tenant, not the landlord, not me, not somebody else, not a market tenant. The housing tenant was leaving her trash on the 3-season porch because, she was just really busy and didn't want to buy the bags that they sell for the city so she could throw out her trash. She was just too busy with her non-job and staying at home all day long. Not on disability. Nope, not on disability. Just staying at home all day long with her housing voucher because she knows how to play the system. Factually. Yeah. And she couldn't throw out her trash. And so what happened? It's in a city. You're going to get pests. You're going to get rats. That's how it works. They're looking for food. And you gave them a food source free of charge. Here's a stool up at the bar. Pull on up. We got food for you. We got nice food remnant for you. Yeah. She caused that problem. Housing inspector, then it's an emergency, right? Housing inspector says, okay, I'll come out today to look at this. She goes, I'm not available today. 2 days later, she says she's available. What does that give her time to do? Maybe clean up, maybe not, you'd think, right? She didn't clean up. I have pictures. Another contractor of mine has pictures. A maintenance person has pictures of all this stuff on the porch. And you know what I got for a report from housing? They deemed it uninhabitable. And they didn't mention anything about her stuff on the 3-season porch. Not a thing. Not a thing. And so I write an email back with a level of incredulity. I don't understand. What is your inspector missing? I didn't cause the rat problem. I don't live there. I didn't leave my garbage on the 3-season porch. She needs to pay for that. That's up to her. Then they fought me on it. No, you need to take care of it. Well, I don't want damage done. So guess what I have to do? I have to go hire an exterminator. Hire an exterminator. Guess what? It's bad for her timing. It's bad timing for her. Oh, too bad, so sad. Did I wake you up from your nap or your 9 a.m. start to your day? Real people don't get to do that unless they're working third shift or work 2 jobs as it is and work second and third shift and they're sleeping late. All the power in the world to those people. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So in this process, I'm not getting any support from housing. Housing is supporting the tenant. Housing is supporting the tenant. This is not the first time this has happened. Nope. Housing in almost every scenario has turned a blind eye to the idiocies of their tenant. Blind eye. And they're just using me as a hammer. Then what do? They start calling code enforcement on me. Oh yeah, they start calling code enforcement on me. Like I had anything to do with it. Yep, they did. But then you get a courtesy letter from code enforcement. Okay, got my courtesy letter. I told him, I said, it's 100% her fault. She did it. She created the entire issue. The other unit in the duplex, vacant. She created the issue 100% by herself. Yep. So we go through, fast forward through this process. She finds some other sucker landlord that doesn't do a background check, doesn't do a reference check, and doesn't ask housing why she's moving. You deserve it, new landlord. You deserve it. You didn't take my course. You didn't take my course. You don't watch my show. You deserve it. You deserve every bit of failure you're about to get with this tenant because she is an absolute parasite. She's garbage. She is the exact thing that's wrong with the system that the system allows to allow things like this to be perpetuated. She is the problem, and housing not holding her accountable is the problem. They talk all tough. Oh, well, if they're not living up to what they're supposed to do, then we'll take away their voucher. Oh, yeah? How many vouchers have you taken away? Ask them that question. How many vouchers in the last 2 years have you taken away from people? Yeah, that's what I thought. So going into this, again, my job to share my stories with you, that's what you guys come for. I share with you my experiences. This isn't feelings, these aren't thoughts. But again, my good buddy Dion, this is something we fight about all the time and fight in loose terms. Me and Dion in a fight is kind of like, I disagree. That's our fight. But here are the facts. He has a tenant with an over 800 credit score that's in housing. One. He's got a couple of other tenants in housing. Totally cool. I have 24 tenants in housing. And the mistake that I made was I was lax on the credit requirement because of one reason. Because somebody else was paying their rent. I changed that. I changed it about a year and a half ago. Do you know how many applications I have to go through to get a 680 credit score? A 680 credit score. I have to go through about 100 applications before I find somebody with a 680. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Now, because I'm so passionate about this, where does this end up going? She finds some other landlord. She says, I don't want to get penalized for leaving before the month. I say, get out. Get out. I'm not going to hold you to 30 days. Get out by the end of the month. She's already asked me for her security deposit back. She's out of her ever-loving mind. It's not going to happen. You're going to owe me a big fat bill because you caused the problem. And I have 3 people with proof showing that you caused the problem. But would any of this be allowed? Would any of this be allowed in a properly run housing department? Would it? Love to know. If you work for a housing department, give me feedback. Now, I work with housing departments, one that's really, really good. Really good. They hold their tenants accountable, and they will continue to get a steady flow of my units. These other ones, you guys can pound sand. You guys can pound sand. You're bad at what you do. You're bad at what you do, and you should be embarrassed. It's not a job. It's not just a job. And you know what the best part is? None of them own houses. They're all renters. Yep, they're all renters. So they don't know. They don't know what it's like to actually own something, pride of ownership, have spent your time, your money, your effort, your energy, your time away from your family. Hey, don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it. But you know what? Housing is only a thing, and that department's only a thing if landlords like me and you put our units into the program. That's it. Without us, we got plenty of market renters. Plenty. I don't need 150 people to make an inquiry on my asset, on my property. Don't need 150. Nope. Because I only need one to take it. Just one. And I'm going to show you, here's the other piece. So many of these Section 8 tenants are entitled assholes. Yep, I said it. I'm going to show you a unit. Yep, I'm going to share with you a unit because I think it's that important. I'm going to share with you a unit. Now, hey, you guys know that I've had a funky time with my internet. Thank God. Thank God we have a service call tomorrow. Thank God, because it's been a nightmare. Oh, but I'm going to show you an actual unit. And I want to show you this unit. And I will then share with you the response of a Section 8 tenant. That her exact words were, we are going to be homeless on the 31st. We've been looking for a month. Our landlord's selling the building out from under us. I don't agree with that term, out from under us. It's his asset. You don't like it? Go buy your own house. But for us, we actually always keep that in mind, but we give people a ton of notice. You know what they do in return? They stop paying their portion of rent. That's what they usually do. Yep. That's a fact. You know, well, they shouldn't. Well, the rules say, yeah, I'm telling you the real world. All right. This is the real world.